Timestamp. It is October 14th, 2025. Barely. It's 11:40 p.m. Oh, man. So, trying to get my schedule a little back on track because taking that course the other day, staying up till 6 a.m. definitely threw me off a little bit. I went to bed today at 7 p.m. And just woke up a few minutes ago, kind of. I'm not really awake. I'm probably going to go back down here in a minute. Pix came over yesterday, and she and Tiny just kicked ass in my mom's office, clearing a lot of space, just packing up books and adding more paper to the pile to be burned. So my mom was handling their stock portfolios and all that. There's like notations and printouts and stuff from like 2004, 2009. When you invest in a stock, sometimes they'll send you like a welcome packet. You know, it'll have like a big brochure advertising how fantastic a company they are, you know, and all that kind of stuff. She had stacks and stacks of those. Different companies saying, hey, we'd love you to invest, or hey, we're so glad you invested. Now, you know, look at me, look at me. None of it needs to be hung on to for, 15, 20 years. I just don't. Like 4 or 5 banker boxes just packed full of useless paperwork. So, but I will honor my promise to burn any and all financial stuff that's not relevant and not just like shred it and throw it away. Just the amount of stupid things that were kept is mind-boggling to me. Did not hear back from my lawyer, which has me a little concerned, just because we're 20 minutes away from the deadline day. Now, stuff still can be turned in tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day. But did you get my email? I asked you to call me so that you could, if nothing else, put my mind at ease, because I've been fixing things as I thought I was supposed to. And again, I've done it in good faith. It's not like, again, I did not take any of my dad's money and go to Vegas or, buy a sports car or anything like that. I took my dad's money and was fixing his property, which I'm supposed to be the guardian of. It's what I thought I was supposed to do, especially with, DCF and other groups telling me, hey, this is a safety or a health concern, get this done. Since your parents aren't doing it, you need to. So, it's complicated. But I'm hoping I'm not in trouble with the court for doing what I thought was the right thing. And it would be nice if my lawyer got back with me. Just saying. We're feeling like a sunflower today. And this is Harry and David, the milk chocolate caramel. Seemed like a good idea. I had made this just before I laid down, really. I had a cup laid down, and again, 3.5 hours later, sprang awake, so maybe 4. And I didn't turn the coffee pot off because it was still pretty full, so before I lay down again I need to turn it off because it's there's a couple inches in there, but in case I actually sleep 7 hours, I don't need it boiling down and then breaking the coffee pot. I've had that happen before. But I got a slew of packages yesterday. I'm going to open one or two of them. Yeah, because, why not? I got like 8 or 9 packages. I'm only going to open one or two, I think. Some of them I know their stuff, because most of the Amazon stuff that I'm getting in right now is stuff for the, I don't want to say Halloween shindig, because we're not really doing a big party or whatnot. I kind of want to surprise-ish my family with my gift bags with some stuff, just to start living again, Kind of spent 2 years almost in a cave. That's what it feels. So if this is what I think this is, this should be a handful of Doctor Who figures that I got. It's a small lot from somebody here in the States. It's promising. I do have some still coming in from China, but I'm definitely not, because I think I mentioned this before. They're pretty much being cool and honest about the shipping charges being accurate shipping charges, and that everything's been accounted for. I'm not going to get hit in the back end with like tariffy stuff. I feel like I gotta sneeze. There's a couple of places I've been hit 3 times now. Once from Canada and twice from the UK. And I don't necessarily blame the vendors, I blame the whole tariff thing. I've been hit with bills from FedEx basically saying that I owe an extra $5 or I owe an extra $10. Maybe it's the vendor being shady at this point, I don't know. But I'm not happy about it. And it's not big money, it's not the kind of money that makes me miss the mortgage payment. But the whole thing's unnecessary. It's just stupid economic policy. It just is. There's no reason for it. Yep, that's that Doctor Who launch. Cool. Cool. So, and I can. Did you write it down? You did? Oh my god. That's good, because I can remember this guy's name. Sure as Jex. This is, he's kind of the villain, whatnot, from Caves of Androzani, which is Peter Davison's last episode. They almost did like a Phantom of the Opera storyline without the music. These guys, horribly scarred, whatnot, living underground, as it were, and he pretty much falls for Perry. He wants to keep her there. To me, it's just very Phantom of the Opera. Perry is his Christine Daae. Good looking figure. Pretty standard Doctor Who. But he's a neat character, and that was one of the reasons I bid on the lot, was because, yeah, cool. And he's got alternate head. Is it? Interesting. It's one of his androids, actually. It comes with an android head, and then an alternate head with the mask off, showing exactly how beautiful he isn't. He's very bitter about that, which, I get it. The episode got very political, and there's portrayal and backstories and a lot of depth put into it. Actually, pretty good writing. You know, it wasn't just like Monster of the Week kind of stuff. It was, well, I mean, it was, but it was a deeper storyline than just monsters show up, doctor beat monster. You know, a little bit more going on. And again, some of these lots, and I may already have kind of Jodie Whittaker, 13th Doctor. Not sure what I already have with some of these, because I know I do already have a 13th Doctor, but it might be in a different costume. I'm not sure. She's a pretty lady. Pretty good likeness, too. It's good. And this was definitely just used for display or something. Hear that? Yeah, my only real problem with the sculpts with the coat is it usually does really impede leg movement. At least a little bit. But, you know, most of the doctors have a coat of some kind. Some more memorable than others. With a coat. Yeah. They showed this in the picture. His paint's really messed up. This is David Tennant. I'm pretty sure I already have this one, so I'll resell this one more than likely. Being very honest about the paint, showing pictures and all that. You can see on the nose and on the neck. This guy's trainers. Pinstripes, brown duster. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I already have that one. I may already have two of that one, honestly. Cool. Pretty sure I already have this one too. I think this one. I think this one came with the K9. It's Rose Tyler. I believe it's usually referred to as the purple shirt. I think I already have one of this. So if I do, that's another one I'll probably resell. Resell the worst one, you know. I mean, it's a decent looking figure. Billie Piper's a nice looking lady. Still not necessarily a big fan of the character. Just because, again, I know I've mentioned this before, the idea of the Doctor falling in love with a young human, that's like, it's like a person falling in love with, romantically, you know, a pet. To me, it's just kind of weird, just because, I don't know. Guys over 1,000 years old. We're kind of beneath him, in my opinion, from like a romantic evolutionary standpoint. It's just the way I see it. Maybe I'm weird. You know, what are your thoughts? But yeah, the idea of falling in love with, it's just, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. River Song's different, because River Song actually is basically Gallifreyan-ish. I mean, she's a couple years old, I think. There's a lot more going on there than just, you know, a 25-year-old shopkeeper. You know, I'm not feeling it. It's like marrying your puppy. I love my puppy, but I'm not walking down the aisle with him. I mean, he's cute, but it would never work between us. This is the Dialect Sec. Who's this? The New York. It was a Dialects take Manhattan. Jason takes the Dialects. It was something like that. They did like a mutation dialect thing, trying to. Yeah, that's only been used for display. You hear that when I finally turn the head. I think that's the episode or something like that. But they were doing the whole dialect mixed with human DNA thing, if I'm remembering it correctly. I mean, the top part is basically almost like the little squid that's inside a dialect. That's the critter inside the can. Sexy, right? Wow. Not sexy, just to be clear. That one, I don't know if I already have that one or not. Oh, why didn't they give you a bag, Jody? Someone making a statement about having a female doctor. Is that what's going on here? You don't get protection? If that's the case, it's pretty rude. But yeah, no, the lot looks pretty good. This is another case where I knew there were probably a figure, because I don't think I have the Jodie Whittaker. I know I have a Jodie Whittaker, but I want to say the one I've got is without a coat. I think. But again, it may be in boxes I've got at George and not here at Leonardo. And I'm not sure. But I definitely wanted the Shara's Jax. And I figured any other figures in there that I didn't want I could resell and honestly make my money back on the whole lot. So I think I paid $30 for the whole lot with shipping. So a lot of these figures go for $10 by themselves. If I'm reselling 3 of the figures, even 2 of the figures, because some of them go for more than 10, that's just kind of a baseline. I can make my money back just breaking it apart. Yeah, it's all very, it's all very Pretty Woman. I can just kind of buy it, break it apart, sell the parts, and make my money back plus. That's so good. Hearing dog shenanigans like in the other room. Now this one, because of another lot that I bought that should be here within the week, just spoiler alert, I bought a very large lot, mixed lot of Doctor Who stuff that I'm going to go full spoiler here. It has, and I don't know in what condition, other than it's missing an ear. It has one of the remote control canines in it, which I am pickled tink about, because I always wanted to get one of those. They're really hard to come by. I've seen a few on eBay, and they are $500, $600, $1,000. I did not spend that. I spent $250, Not on this, but on the mixed lot I'm talking about. But it's got a remote control canine. I don't know what the status is. The pictures look decent. I could tell it was missing one of the antenna ears. Um, but also, there were a bunch of other things in there that I'm going to be able to resell, and a couple things that I'm going to keep. I'll open that with you when it gets here. But it should be, because I think the canine is like 15 inches long or bigger. So, I mean, that box is going to be, because there's one of these. If this is what I think it is, there's one of these in there too. Which, I was watching this one. On eBay, you can watch an item. You press, watch item, and it keeps you up to date on changes of the item status, and also it basically bookmarks it for you, and also it lets the buyer or the seller know that, hey, somebody's kind of interested in this. So the seller threw me an offer at that point, because he knew that there was interested parties. I think there were like 3 other watchers too. It'll tell you usually how many watchers are on it. So he threw us all, I'm guessing, an offer, basically saying, hey, instead of 40, I'll take 30 for it. And at the time, I wasn't sure if I was going to be getting the big mixed lot. And I still probably would have done it, to be honest with you. Still have AI, by the way, because I wasn't really worried about, oh no, I have 2 of this, because in my opinion it's really cool. I ordered bubble. I'm kidding. You're actually like peeking the inside. What is going on here? As you can see, I ordered a giant marble. I did not order a giant marble. I could, I guess, but there are times I feel like I've lost mine, so maybe getting a replacement's not a bad idea. This is a Centauran ship. Doing a Doctor Who video here. Oh, look at you. As far as I know, despite what this looks like, as far as I know, the Centaurans have not actually taken over Epcot Center. I don't think they have. But it's fair to be concerned about that. So that was the box falling. Okay, this is not what I thought it was exactly. Interesting. I think the other one that I have coming actually allows a character to sit in the chair, whatnot. This is actually like molded. I mean, the door is hinged and all that. Interesting. This is more static. Now it says on the copyright thing, BBC 1974. This may not be the whole character options. So I'm pretty sure the other one that I've got coming is the chair. There's actually like depth to it. It's not like static, like almost like a theater flat, like a backdrop flat. So that's almost what's going on here. You know what I mean? You see like those big cityscapes, like San Francisco's cityscape. You see it on like wall murals and whatnot, where it's all very Bugs Bunny Roadrunner. Interesting. I'm not as happy about it, but I'm not necessarily sad about it, because this is still a really neat looking piece. Open, or are you just pretty much static? I think it's just static. It's definitely hollow though. Hey, Scrap. And I don't know that you were made by Character Options. I'm wondering if these came out before those figures started getting made. Because it says copyright 74. I don't think they made this in 1974 though. Unless they did. But it seems... I don't know. But if nothing else, it's a great display piece. You can see these in the Centauran Experiment. Commander Steyer? He's a Centauran, camped out on Earth and studying Earth, the remaining humans and whatnot, trying to figure out our weaknesses and all that. Good episode. It's a Tom Baker, Harry, Sarah Jane. It's a good episode, but if you watch Doctor Who, you've seen these before. And inside's a potato head. Interesting. This will look really good in one of those displays. I think the other one that I'm getting actually is interactive with the action figures per se. Which, if I've got a pair of them, that's fine. That's fine. Because I now have 4 or 5 or 6 Centaurans, which I can do something with that. And they're not my favorite villain. Doctor Who-wise, they're not my favorite villain or villain group. But they're cool. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I'm a Whovian. So, I like them all. If you want to get into that question, I'm a much bigger fan from a Doctor Who villain standpoint. The Master. The Master. In just about every incarnation. I'm a big sucker for the older Roger Delgado, Anthony Ainley. Love it. Very Hammer film villain. But the newer Master incarnations have been a lot of fun. Was it Saxon? This Country Needs a Doctor. The David Tennant Master. Really good. Really good. And honestly, Jodie Whittaker's Master. So good. So good. Because the Master is definitely brilliant and also maybe a little cray. And yeah, he's lost it a bit over the years because Delgado and Ainley played him much more chess master, not quite as there is a hole in my marble bag. But some of the more recent ones have definitely had a hole in their marble bag. Missy is diabolically cool. Yeah, I would say if you were to ask me who is your favorite villain or villain group of Doctor Who, the Master. Yep. I mean, I've been watching Doctor Who since 1982. Accidentally because of my grandma. Um, Real quick, I think I've told this before, but in case I haven't. So my grandmother came to town. When she was alive, she lived in Roanoke, Virginia. And she came down for Thanksgiving, Christmas, I don't know. It was a few years ago. I was 12, 54. And my grandmother, very neat, very tidy. She was a single mom in the 40s, raising 3 kids. Kind, loving, but put up with no shit. So when she came down, because of all the youngins, my room was typically the cleanest at any and all times. Go me! So I was usually the one that was exiled, because my grandmother, this happened like 3 times in my life. She didn't come down that often. My grandmother would get my room because it was guaranteed to be the most neat, most tidy, least smelly, that sort of thing. So, ain't I great? The cool thing about that was that I would get exiled to the family room. And the family room became my campground. Now, the cool thing about that is the family room at the house I grew up in was kind of away from the other bedrooms. And it had a giant 21-inch TV. It was color, though. In all honesty, I did actually have a little 9-inch black and white TV in my room. I did. Hold on a second. Thought I heard the bedroom door, and I was trying to make sure I didn't accidentally catch Tiny on camera because we has promises. So I got banished to family room, giant 21-inch color TV, but it was like 11 o'clock at night and just flipping channels, which actually involved turning a dial, by the way. Alright, I'm not precisely sure what's going on. I think cats are playing games with doors is what I think is going on. But, so flipping channels, and I flipped to one of the local PBS channels. I think it might have been WUSF. It might have been the USF channel. I forget at this point. But they were running Doctor Who on at 11 o'clock. So the first Doctor Who I watched was part 1 of Genesis of the Daleks, which was a Tom Baker, Dr. Harry Sullivan, Sarah Jane Smith episode, and I fell in love. So, really cool British science fiction show, and yeah, I was hooked. Good stuff. Well, that was, a couple months ago. But yeah. So, my first Doctor Who villain would have been the Daleks, Sandor Davros, but Master. Just the fun in games with the Master is always great. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm going to try and go back to bed at some point. Try and turn off my brain a little bit. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I'm okay. Health check, I feel pretty good. Panic attack-ish, general weirdness just because I had a couple of years that I don't know that I'd wish on anybody. Maybe one or two people I could think of that, yeah. Overall, though, no. I definitely have pet shenanigans going on. Anyway, make it a great day.